Greetings, it's Iain from RTO here. Welcome to Pick and Mix, which goes first this week on Thursday because we have got a semi-final review with Dave, and so Dave doesn't have to get up at the crack of sparrow fart. We always do this first. So this week we got In the Camera's View, so that means we'll be reviewing one of the DVD or VHS, or sometimes something that I found on YouTube that may be worth a look. But this week is actually, it first came out on VHS, and it's an album as well, and it's a great live album, and it's from Cheap Trick, and this is Cheap Trick at Budokan. It was their first live album, and this is their best-selling album of all time, and it was recorded at the Nippon Budokan in Tokyo on the 28th of April 1978, and it was released later that year in October. Now the band at the time, of course, was Robin Zander on lead vocals, rhythm guitar, the crazy but wonderful Rick Nielsen on lead guitar and backing vocals, the ever-present solid bass of Mr. Tom Peterson, and the cool and collective Mr. Vern E. Carlos on the drums. So this opens up from a track from the In Colour album, and it's an absolutely belter version of Hello There. Probably the best version you'll ever hear of this song. I love this because Rick comes on and he's got he always used to wear he wears baseball caps on, and the flip that peaks down. He comes on, flicks it up, his eyes open up wide, and away he goes. He's ready to rock. I think he's wearing a red suit in this, and a little bow tie sort of thing. And the other thing that you notice, that Bunny has got a cigarette on it, and he's got this cigarette hanging out of his mouth, just playing the drums, cool as you like. He was one of the most coolest drummers to watch on stage, and I think this is probably the heaviest version of this song you'll ever hear. I love this. I love the song anyway, but I do like this version. To me, it is the definitive version. Then we have Hello Kiddies from the debut Cheap Trick album. Again, we have just got this fab drumming from Benny. I've always liked this track. Tom's bass line on the live version is absolutely brilliant. And this is where Rick starts flicking guitar picks into the crowd like nobody's business. He must go through millions because it says fling, fling, fling. Absolutely brilliant track. Up next, staying with the Cheap Trick album, they do a great version of Speak Now or Forever Hold Your Peace. Love this one. It's got dominated by a tom bass line. Robin's guitar is great on that, and he's standing there in his big white suit and the long blonde hair, proper thing. Bunny behind the kit, being cool as a cucumber as ever. Absolutely sterling version of that as well. Then there's a track called Lookout. Now Lookout isn't on an album. Well, it is. It's on the Epic Archive Volume 1, 1975 to 96. It's a song written by Rick, and I love this song. It's a good old rocker. I like how Rick introduces it. His facial expressions. Look out. There's only one, but I can't do it like Rick does, but it's absolutely brilliant. I don't know if there's a studio version that's about off that album, and it's really good, but for some reason the live version is far better. It's got more energy. It's a great track. Up next, we have Downed. Again, it's from in colour, and it's a very good track. I like that one as well. Then we slow things down for a bit of Can't Hold On. It's a lovely vocal from Robin on that, so he really does sing it well, and I do like that track as well. What a great track. Staying within colour for a bit of Oh Caroline. I've always said to people that I think Cheap Trick sound a lot better live. You can tell the difference on this, because on this album it doesn't deliver for me, but live it always delivers. It's a great song. Then we go to the Heaven Tonight album and we have Surrender. I've always enjoyed Bunny's drumming on this. It's great on the album, but live he really lets rip. And the other thing about this, during this, Rick's having a laugh with the fans. His expressions on her face just crack me up. He is one happy bunny with that baseball cap flicked up. He becomes this sort of, not loony, but he becomes this thing. I mean, off stage he's quite, but staying with Heaven Tonight, we have Budokan, a lot heavier than the album. The guitar, that rhythm from Robin, really grinds it out. Solid track. Up next, Southern Girls. And it's just amazing by this how many plectrums Rick has gone through, because he keeps throwing them. And there's a bit where him and Tom are talking. I don't know what they're saying, but it seems to be like having so much fun. And of course, Southern Girls is from In Colour. Then we have the best ever version of their best song, I Want You to Want Me. But this is the definitive version of it. It's the expressions again on Rick's face when he's playing this. Absolutely top draw. I love this track. And then we have California Man from Heaven Tonight. Really good version of this, and I think this is one of Robin's best vocals on this album. Really sings it with some wonderful. And then we have Good Night. Now this is actually Hello There, but using the words good night. Very clever. So they go off, and then there's of course the encore, and they come out and do Fat Dominoes, Ain't That Shame, which is on their debut album. It's a great track, and it's a bit more upbeat version than Fat Domino. Everyone loves this. The crowd's getting going. Tom's really having a good time. And they end this little set with from In Colour, Clock Strikes 10. Another track that really comes to life live. Robin's vocals, great solid drumming of Bunny, Tom's great bass line. It really adds to this. And it's a really uplifter to end the show with. Okay, I love this. I love the album, and I love watching the DVD. Probably one of their finest performances. I think everything was right about this concert. There's some definitive versions of these songs off them 3 first albums. The highlights on here are always going to be I Want You to Want Me, and the opening Hello There and Hello Kid is absolutely brilliant way to start the gig. It's in your face straight away. I think this is just great. I mean, as soon as Rick, as I've said this, I've said it twice now, but once that peak of that baseball cap goes up, the persona of Rick changes, and plectrums everywhere. He's got such a grin on his face all through this gig, and I think this is just magnificent. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 9 out of 10. So there we go. Great video to watch. Okay, that's Coming up a bit later will be the review of the semi-finals and the result of the second semi-final battle royal with Dave and myself and guests. We have got hopefully some guests lined up that may come on, and then we'll talk about the final itself, which will be next week. So I will see you later. Bye for now.